Field Day with Dr. Tom Field. He's a professor at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and also chair of the Engler Agribusiness Entrepreneurship Program. And Dr. Field, when you started your presentation today, you kind of talked about beef demand and some of the issues that maybe our producers need to be aware of in terms of beef demand. Can you talk about those again?
You bet. Well, first of all, I want to give compliments to Kansas State and the great work done on beef demand at this institution, and the whole notion of reframing the discussion from per capita pounds disappearance to actual value drivers, and really understanding that the market's vastly segmented. Our products have within the line ground beef, skirt, steaks, roast, export items like the tongue have different markets with different kinds of demand curves and different sort of consumer needs and wants. But in general, what we know about consumer demand is people care a lot about taste or quality, that eating satisfaction approach. They care an awful lot about the integrity and the quality of the product. Is it safe? Is it good for me? Does it fit my quality need? Does it provide a sense of satisfaction and a trusting experience for me? And then I think people also care about the price. And so managing and balancing that is really, really critical as we try to grow economic opportunity in the beef industry.
And you also talked about building consumer trust. And can you speak on that, not only in building consumer trust, but also trust within the industry?
Well, I think consumer trust is a sort of fleeting idea. It's hard to get our arms around. And I had a conversation with someone in a significant branded beef realm, and I said, so this whole branding thing, why do you brand? And their response is brand equity and branding is done so that if we make a mistake, consumers will forgive us and stick with us. And that's true whether we're selling Pepsi type products or cars or whatever it is. And so in the whole realm of trying to get at consumer trust, we have to provide them a product that they know is not going to hurt them, a product that they can feel good about, that they know that there was a person of intent and integrity and experience who's standing behind that product, who gave great thought to the process that was used from production all the way to processing to provide that product to their family. And when people have that kind of confidence, all the other minor concerns just seem to float away. So it's important we think about not only the product, but also the process when we're trying to create trust.
And in terms of the economy, even in times of a recession, you said beef demand still, kind of stayed the same, and there were still customers out there wanting beef even in tough economic times. Why do you think that's the case?
Well, early on, when the recession really started to tip over the edge, there was a lot of panic in our business that, oh man, they're going to trade us for chicken or for non-animal proteins altogether because the economy was so tough. And what the checkoff related work done at NCBA and with their partners in the research community found was, boy, beef consumers stuck with the beef industry. They might have traded categories. They might have traded down from white tablecloth to a premium whole muscle cut that they bought at the store and cooked at home. They might have traded down from a steak to a burger or to a flat iron steak, something maybe a little lower in price, but they stuck with us. Why did that happen? Our flavor profile is so distinctive and the eating satisfaction from our product is so good that people love the product. The challenge for us now is how do we get the non-user and the folks that don't like to cook, that don't spend any time in food preparation, to stick with us. Because when things get tough, out-of-home eating drops off a little bit, and we have the potential to lose that share if we're not prepared to help people use our product at home. And then the other big question I think we have is the millennials. Your age and younger, what are they going to do with us? And we have to find the way to have that compelling conversation with them to help them understand the value, the quality, and the real benefit to them of consuming a healthy, nutritious product like lean beef.
And switching kind of to quality, and a lot in our industry we relate hide to quality, and there's a lot of genetic variation out there. I mean, even in black-hided cattle. How do we grow past that hide equals quality and really produce higher quality beef in the future?
Well, for starters, I'm really a huge fan of the history of certified Angus beef because it brought us into the branded beef realm. But I think even looking at their comparison of cattle that meet the visual specs but then meet the carcass specs, we've got to do better if we actually want to meet the demand that the products like that can actually create. So we're going to have to figure out how to use genomics. We're going to have to figure out how to use precision management. We're going to have to be able to trade information more effectively in our supply chain to create products that actually perform to above expectation in a much more consistent manner. And while hide color was a starting place, it's not where we're going to finish, and it won't be good enough in the future.
In proposing the challenge of being, raising the best quality beef in the world, and the United States being home to that, there's lots of other countries growing in beef production throughout the world, and it's creating, lots of competition that's both good and bad for United States beef industry. Can you speak to that challenge and how we will continue to be, really great producers of high quality beef here in this country?
I think the thing that we have to reignite in our industry and really in our nation in total is the fact that our goal is to be competitive, to be the world's best. American beef producers have one key benefit: work ethic and creativity. And if we'll apply those things, we can compete with anybody on the planet. Are we going to compete solely on cost? No, there are going to be lower cost producers. But we'll win in the marketplace because we produce a higher quality, higher value, more trusted product. And if we'll do that and we'll focus on that, give all of our attention to that and not let any of the things that swirl around that divert our attention, I think the U.S. beef industry will be the dominant player for years to come.
Great. That's Dr. Tom Field from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. He's the featured speaker today at the Kansas Beef Stalker Field Day. I'm Katie Allen reporting for Ag AM in Kansas.